Hello, we're just going to do a run through now on Metatrader 4, which is my personal favourite charting app. You've got Metatrader 5, you've got Trading View, there's lots of other ones. This is just the one that's helped me find my edge. As soon as I became profitable, that's it. I kind of wanted to stick to what I know. You know, I do look at the other ones to see if I can make those ones work any better. But this is the one that I enjoy using. So you need to sign in. Once you've signed in, you can start to create a list of different charts that you're going to use. So as you can see at the top, you've got the plus. So you can add in all these different, these ones are Forex. You've got some commodities, so you've got spot silver there, different indices, commodities like oil, copper, natural gas. This is not an extensive list in the same way that you get on things like IG, but this is enough to keep me going. So as you can see, I tend to work with the indices, and I'll show you some of the things I do with them. Let's have a look at the German GR30 midway. So you can use it depending on who you're with. You can actually use Metatrader 4 to place orders and do all of the things that you do in like the IG app or the Trading 212 app. You can use it to manage your account. I simply use it for the charts. So I'm going to click on Open Chart. So here we go. Mine's opened up on the H4, as you can see up here. Just a touch on the screen brings up your different time frames. So right through to monthly. Now going right back and shoot. Here we go. It's a crash in 2008. Climbing back up. Here we go. There's COVID here. But yeah, it's done remarkably well. Weekly. And this it. Using two fingers, you can zoom in and out. So that black line, that's when COVID happened. As you can see, a very, very strong sort of bullish rally afterwards, bouncing the markets back up. So the market suffered about 30 or 40% decline, and it's climbed straight back up there within a couple of months. But this is it. If you zoom out, you can see, years of data at a time. I tend to work on a daily chart. Your 4-hourly chart is probably my favourite for finding entries. 15 minutes. This is what's showing you what's happened the last couple of days. You see these vertical lines down the page. That's a day, effectively. So, as you can see, today being Monday, it's been quite a flat day today. But Friday, we had quite a big drop in the middle of the day. And if you zoom out further, that was quite a big drop in the middle of the day. What has been quite a bad week for most of the indices, to be honest. So what I like about this app as well is you've got the different indicators. So I have moving averages and RSI up, but you can have tons of different indicators. These are things that you can put on the actual chart itself. So you can put, say, volumes on there. So if I go back to the chart, you can now see the volumes. Here you go, along the bottom. We can go in, we can see, this is the money moving. So you see right in the center of the screen that huge, sorry, I'll move back. Huge spike when there was an obvious, massive sell-off. Depending on how you work, will be depending on what you want up on the screen at any one time. I like this app because it's so simple. You've got this pointer up here. This you can look for any particular point in time. So that was what the maximum low was, 19633.5. It tells you at the bottom the exact date and time that happened. You can also do this on the RSI screen, so you can say what was that peak there. As you can see in the chart above, it shows you what it was doing there as well. So you can see the peak on the RSI doesn't necessarily mean the peak on that uptrend. Move to the next peak, and that's probably slightly higher. And this one, where it's slightly further down, again, that's slightly higher still. I just like the RSI. It's a good indicator of how the markets tend to be working at that point. If it's below 50, there's much more selling action. If it's above 50, especially towards 70, there's much, much more buying. So if we go back to, say, last week when things were on the up, look, there we are. As it goes up, much, much closer to the top of the chart than this last week, much closer to the bottom of the chart as it's coming back down again. Very, very simple. And we might want to keep some of these indications, so let's zoom in. So, say this point here, where it crossed over 30, so we might want to note that. So we're going to put a line at that point on the chart. And we say again, it crossed again here. So it crossed again at that point. So we want to put another line there. You can add these, take them away any time. You might think there's a bit of a channel forming. So you've got some freehand lines. So you might say, right, from this point over here, seems to be in a bit of a channel here. And if we have a look, where it then broke out of that channel, see there, you could have drawn that line way back when, and then look what happened as soon as it crossed it. This is why people use these lines for technical analysis. Look at how it moved up afterwards. Absolutely fired off from 19,364 right up to 24,36, in a matter of days. So this is why people tend to use these sorts of things for their analysis. Again, having a look here, you could have drawn that days before. You can move this at any time. And then look, as soon as it broke down below that channel, it absolutely fired down. So these are all different things we can use. Along the top next to that, you've got the dollar sign, which is just a way of flicking between the different charts. without going back to the main screen. If you were using this app as your trading tool, that very last one with the plus, that's where you can put your orders in. So instant execution. So again, if you were using this as your trading app, this is the screen which would show you all of your live trades. It's very simple, very straightforward. It's just very different to things like Trading 212 or the IG app, which make it a bit more, manageable for amateurs to see what's going on. This one is very cut and dry, numbers, that's all it shows you, nothing more. So that's a very brief rundown on the Metatrader 4 app. I hope it helps.